সুব্রত, তুমি একটু খেয়াল রেখো রাধা মন্ডল জয়েন করলো কিনা।
হ্যাঁ দাদা।
আমিও খেয়াল রাখছি। যদি 6টার সময় রাধা মন্ডল জয়েন না করে তাহলে কাকে দিয়ে করাবো আমরা? বিশ্বাসজি?
হ্যাঁ দাদা, ওকে।
ঠিক আছে।
বিশ্বাসকে আনমিউট করেছি।
ঠিক আছে, নারায়ণীও আছে অবশ্য। এখনো 3 মিনিট সময় আছে।
सुब्रत,
हाँ विश्वास जी।
मुझे प्रार्थना बोलना है।
हाँ, अगर वो ये आता नहीं है 6 बजे तक राधा मंडल, तो आप कीजिएगा।
ठीक है, ठीक।
Namaskar. Today is the second day of our discourse. Today our subject is Jnana Yoga, and our speaker is Swami Sastrajnananda. As our practice is, we'll start with 3 Omkars and prayer. I'd request Sri Vishwas Lapalkar, who is Pranta Sanpadak of West Bengal, a very senior Jivanbati Karyakarta, to start the program by chanting 3 Omkars and the prayer.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you, Vishwasji. Now I will request Sri Urup Rahav, former Air Chief Marshal, to deliver his welcome address. Now, before he delivers his welcome address, let me also mention that near Kolkata at Sukchar, Vivekananda Kendra is having a very big project. The name of the project is VK Pradhanam. And Air Chief Marshal Urup Raha is the chairman of that project. So I would request Mr. Raha to please deliver his welcome address. Mr. Raha, please.
Yeah, okay. I couldn't hear most of the things. The speech is cutting off. I hope you all can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Right. Right. Thank you. Thank you very much. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to be amongst such a fine gathering of intellectuals, distinguished and eminent citizens of India to celebrate the International Yoga Day, which I think is on 21st of June. Through a series of discourses on yoga, to be precise, 5 such discourses. We started on the 10th, and I believe it will end on the 22nd. This is being organized by Vivekananda, Kendra, Kanyakumari, Paschimbanga Prant. I'd like to thank Vivekananda Kendra, Kanyakumari, Paschimbanga Prant for having organized this event for all of us. We all know that Indian civilization is one of the most ancient and rich in knowledge in every sphere of life, every human endeavor. And it has contributed immensely in various fields, be it science, technology, astronomy, mathematics, medicine, literature, political science, military science, administration, every sphere. And in fact, yoga or meditation is one of the most important contribution of Indian civilization to the world to ensure that through meditation we achieve physical well-being as well as mental well-being, health, both physical and mental. And of course, through meditation, we can spread the thought of or the message of peace and tranquility in the world, which is so important in today's globe. United Nations, I think, was right in recognizing the contribution of yoga to the humankind by Indian civilization. And a few years back, if I remember, the United Nations had given due recognition to yoga by declaring 21st of June as the International Yoga Day. And I was very happy to participate in, I think, the first government organized huge yoga celebrations on 21st of June in 2015 when I was in Delhi. It was conducted by the Prime Minister himself. He was leading it, and there was a huge crowd on the Rajpath in Delhi. it was a great event. I remember, and we enjoyed it. And today, of course, we have a discourse on Jnana Yoga. Yoga, of course, you all know, is meditation. There is a subtle difference. Not whatever you have seen, no, because unless you register what one sees around oneself in the brain, in the mind, it does not actually remain in our conscious. So, and one interpret that piece of sight or observance because intelligence. So that is immersed in this all around us. But knowledge is in through meditation or other ways to learn about the reality of the world. That piece of information that becomes and it stays with that individual all his life. So that is the difference in knowledge and wisdom to my mind. And I think Swami Vivekananda's one of the most important teachings was Jnana Yoga, that is the path of knowledge or wisdom, I'll call it. Swami Sastrajnananda ji, principal of Ramakrishna Mission College in Narendrapur, an eminent educationist and a monk from the Ramakrishna Mission, is going to enlighten on this subject of Jnana Yoga. I would like to welcome Swamiji and all the viewers from all across India, as also the Karyakartas of Vivekananda Kendra, Kanyakumari, Paschimbanga Prant to this webinar. And now I will request Swamiji kindly comment.
Mr. Raha, before Swamiji starts speaking, I would request Subroto Mondal, our Pravasi Karyakarta. He is one of our office bearers, to give a brief introduction of Swami Sastrajnananda. Subroto.
धन्यवाद दादा. Good evening, everyone. Today it's an honor to me that it's an opportunity given to me to introduce our today's speaker, Mananiya Swami Sastrajnananda ji. He is a monastic member of Ramakrishna Mutt and Ramakrishna Mission. Presently, he is serving as a principal of Ramakrishna Mission College, Narendrapur. Previously, he was a principal of Ramakrishna Mission Vivekananda Belur Mutt, ranked as the best college in science and humanities in West Bengal. He is a PhD holder and he has 29 years of teaching experience. Apart from that, he has experiences as a member of different committees and bodies. Likewise, former member of the West Bengal Government District Library Committee, former member of the Monitoring Committee of CPE UGC, member of the Inspection Committee of the Autonomous College, member Apparel Committee NAC, member of the State Level Quality Assurance Cell, Higher Education Department, Government of West Bengal, member of Holistic Faculty Development Committee, University of Calcutta, and many others. He is a resource person in the refresher course and orientation program in the universities. Apart from that, also, he is highly sought speaker in the countries. He has delivered almost all the eminent and the leading colleges and the universities in the college in the India. He has written many number of articles and books, and his large number of speeches are available in the YouTubes. Welcome, Swamiji, in our program. Thank you.
We now invite Swamiji to deliver his address. সুব্রত সবাইকে মিউট করে দিও। স্বামীজি আপনাকে নিজে আনমিউট করতে হবে।
Am I audible now?
হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে, এখন শোনা যাচ্ছে। You can
ঠিক
start.
আছে, thank you. Om Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suray Satchit Sukha Swarupaya Swami Tapaharine. My respectful namaskars to Sri Nirmalya Bhattacharya, Sri Raha, and all other distinguished participants of today's webinar. I also convey my gratitude to the organizers, organizing institution, to provide me this opportunity to share few thoughts on Jnana Yoga. You see, in the word Jnana Yoga, there are in fact two words. One is Jnana, another is Yoga. I will rather start explaining the meaning, the connotation of the word yoga. You know, all of us know that the word yoga comes from the Sanskrit root, which means to join. It is used in the sentence form. It means to get joined with something or someone. So the word yoga, the noun form of the root yuj, means the path, the methods, the pathways or the methods which will enable us to get joined. Now, in our Indian scripture and Indian spirituality, the word yoga means something more than we derive its meaning from the root and the suffix. What is this extra meaning which is added to that? There is one great philosophical school in our Indian tradition. We know it, we term it as yoga school. Patanjali is the founder of this school. Patanjali himself framed the famous aphorisms of yoga philosophy, yoga darshan, and it is called Yoga Sutra. Yoga Sutra Patanjali. The first, the very famous Yoga Sutra, not the first, the famous Yoga Sutra defines the yoga in the philosophical connotation is this: yoga chitta vritti nirodha yogaschitta vritti nirodha. Here, yoga means, as Patanjali explains, yoga means the methods with which a spiritual aspirant will be able to control, will be able to tame down his chitta vrittis, different restless faculties of our chitta, mind stuff. Why should we do this? Because this is the chitta vrittis which always make us attracted to the worldly things. Our greed, our attraction to sense on enjoyment, our lust, our desire, all these things formulate these chitta vrittis. So these chitta vrittis always stand in the way of reaching the highest knowledge, the liberation, kaivalya, moksha, as has been termed by yoga philosophy or all other philosophies, astika philosophies of Indian philosophical tradition. So, yoga in our Indian philosophical and spiritual tradition refers to those practices, refers to those methods, approaches, attitudes of an individual which will enable him to reach the highest existence, rather to attain the highest knowledge. This highest existence, the highest goal is moksha, kaivalya, liberation. As it is now,
Shamaji, I will
is
suggest you put the video off and keep the audio
all
on,
right.
because
All right.
there
Thank you.
might be some weakness in the link.
Yes, connection problem is.
Yes, put the video off and speak, please.
Just yes. In fact,
Yes.
I'm not very much familiar with this WebEx platform. I'm just today, I've learned a little. So naturally, the operational aspects of this WebEx platform are a little new to me. Anyhow, as I was discussing that these attitudes, these practices, which we term as yoga practices, will lead an individual to attain this kaivalya. In our spiritual and philosophical tradition in Indian civilization, we use this yoga, the term yoga, with all other paths to attain the highest spiritual experience. Initially, the term was coined and explained by yoga philosophers, But later on, when the other schools of philosophers started linking their ideas with the yoga philosophy, they also used this term yoga, and it has been used in our Indian spiritual tradition as the spiritual practices or attitudes or approaches which will enable an individual to attain the highest experience. So, while attaining the highest experience, one may take shelter into the pathways of yoga philosophy. One may take resort to bhakti school. One may practice the karma theories. One may practice the jnana theories. So the background theories may be different from person to person, depending upon their choice and their capacity. But the target, the goal is to reach this highest level, to experience the highest truth. And experiencing the highest truth is nothing but a yoga. In the Bhagavad Gita, there are 18 chapters. And I think all of us know that each chapter has been named with the suffix yoga. Arjuna Vishada Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Purusho Yoga, Jnana Vijnana Yoga, Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya Yoga. So you see, all these chapters all the chapter names are suffixed with the word yoga. Why? Because Krishna has clearly indicated that whatever he has told to Arjuna, or whatever discussion and interactions have occurred on that particular battlefield, will ultimately enable a spiritual aspirant to grasp the highest spiritual experience. So each chapter has been suffixed in its name while giving the name. Krishna, Bhagavan Krishna has added this yoga. So we should remember while discussing on Jnana Yoga that we are going to discuss something which will ultimately enable us, which will ultimately unveil the mystery of obtaining the highest experience. It will enable us to reach the highest truth. So this is the connotation or the explanation of the word yoga, the part word yoga in the total word Jnana Yoga. Now let me come to the first part. What do we mean by jnana? In English, the word jnana is translated as knowledge. And as Sri Raha has wonderfully mentioned that there is a difference between knowledge and wisdom. But when we use the word jnana in the term jnana yoga, what should be our aim to understand the word jnana? Should we understand the word jnana as knowledge? Or should we understand the word jnana as wisdom? In Sanskrit language, in our Indian philosophical tradition, there is another word. It is called, the word is prama. 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 What does it mean? Ma means knowledge. Pra means prakrishtam. Prakrishtam jnanam. The highest, the supreme. Prakrishtam means the highest, the supreme. So prama means the highest knowledge, the supreme knowledge. Now, just with the birth on the earth, every child on the soil starts attaining knowledge in some form or other. I don't think that a child is born with a tabula rasa, as Locke mentioned in Western philosophy. No, it can't be. He is born with some tradition, some notions, some ideas, as we see explained in our Indian philosophical doctrines. I'm not going with that. That is rebirth theory. But what I want to mention is this, that right from the birth, every one of us has started attaining knowledge. Child opens up his eye. Child opens up his eye and finds that his the entire surroundings are ready. All the environment is ready to give him some knowledge. Just 1 minute. Yes. He sees the sky, he experiences light, and thus the process of attaining knowledge, the process of accumulating this information, data, and analyzing all these data and information start. So this is the process where every one of us starts acquiring knowledge. But this acquisition of knowledge, this type of acquisition of knowledge is always limited, is always changing. Why? You see, even in the childhood time, we create some types of notions. We see the lightning, we see the thunderbolt, and we become frightened. And naturally, we are not able to explain why it is happening. But the more we are grown up, we learn science and technology, we come to know why it is happening. So, in this way, not only the increase of information comes to me, rather, we start changing our information. Always it happens, you see. In our world, we have always seen this information is changing. The analysis of the data is being changed. We can cite the latest example in our world. In this pandemic situation you are seeing, so many researches are going on. So many papers are coming out. And every day we are getting new information. The old are just garbaged. So this always happens whenever we consider, whenever we ponder over this type of knowledge, the knowledge which is centered on the physical world, physico-chemical reaction, whatever knowledge we are seeing on this earth, it is the physical knowledge. The external world is giving this knowledge to me. And naturally the external world changes, the environment changes, the earth changes, which go on changing. The layers of the knowledge undergo change. So, whenever we are going to focus on this, on the jnana of jnana yoga, we should remember that we are not targeting this changing knowledge. There are two types of knowledge. Thus, our ancestors have discovered, have proclaimed. The very famous Upanishad Mundaka has been told, Dve vidye veditavye parachaiva aparacha. Two types of knowledge. One will lead us to know, to explain, to change, to reshape, to re-establish the physical world. Another is the knowledge of our internal world. We are being trained to know the external engineering, the external technology. Why? So that we can use these mobiles, these applications, that is called apps, and so many techniques, technologies, instruments, equipment, etc., etc. All these, whatever we are doing, are nothing but the result of having our knowledge in relation with this external engineering, external technology. It will reshape our external world. It will enable our physical existence. But beyond the physical existence lies the spiritual existence. And to deal with this spiritual existence, we need to dive beyond the range of physical external engineering or external technology. So what we need to understand our internal existence is to know the internal engineering, the internal technology, the inner engineering or inner technology. This will transform this inner engineering, this inner technology will transform the individual inner world, and while in this process, the entire universe will see that its inner world has been changed. So, the jnana of Jnana Yoga will not deal with the external engineering or external technology, will not deal with the physical existence, rather it will deal with our inner existence, our inner engineering, the inner technology. This jnana is this jnana is one of the most powerful instrument in the hands of the spiritual scientist. The spiritual aspirant is nothing but a spiritual scientist. A physical scientist or a chemical scientist or a bioscientist or a geoscientist. What is he doing? He is employing his all knowledge and labor with the outer world. And the spiritual scientist will focus on, will dive deep into the inner existence. In the Bhagavad Gita, the 4th chapter, Krishna has told Arjuna, the name of the chapter is Jnana Yoga. As beautifully told, you know, there is a beautiful sloka. Everyone, I think every one of you knows it. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavi, Brahmagno, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaiva tena gantavyam, Brahma karma samadhina. Whatever, let us see, it is nothing but a picture. It is an imagery created by Krishna to make Arjuna understand the theory. Yagna, a sacrifice is going on. So in that yagna, there is fire, homagni, and there is the utensils with which the havana will be done, pouring of the ghee or other things will be done. That is called sruka, sruba in our scriptures. So these are the utensils which will be used, and we will the priest is there who will utter the mantra, and there will be one person who has arranged for this yagna, Yajamanam. Yajamana, you know, is called Yajamana. And the entire activity, the work is called Yagga Karma. Now, Krishna, Bhagavan Krishna tells Arjuna, you see Arjuna, what are you seeing in the yagna? Are you seeing that utensils? Are you seeing the fire? Are you seeing the priest? Are you seeing the person who has arranged all these things? Arjuna sees a person, a priest, the fire, the yagga karma, the altar. But Krishna tells no, everything is nothing but Brahman, the pure consciousness, the expression of pure consciousness. That is the inner truth. If you see the priest, you are seeing the physical existence. And if you see the Brahman, the pure consciousness within the priest, you are seeing the inner existence. We are the person.
Maharaj,
Huh?
please excuse me for intervening. This Brahmarpanang Brahmahavi Brahmagno Brahmanahutam, this is Bhojan mantra in Ramakrishna Mission, as well as in Vivekananda Kendra. Now, I'll take this opportunity to know from you why this has been made Bhojan
Just
mantra
I'm
in
going.
both the
I'm
organizations.
going to that point. Please wait.
Okay.
I'm going.
Okay.
So you see, the Krishna specifically mentions Arjuna that you are seeing the priest because you are focusing on the physical aspect of the existence. But Krishna speaks, no, not the physical existence. Try to see the inner existence, the pure consciousness in that priest, in that doer, in that fire, in that altar. Everywhere there is nothing but the pure consciousness. That is the unchanging reality. Priests will be changed. The doers will be changed. Fire will be changed. Altars will be changed. But the inner existence, the pure consciousness, will never get changed. So this is the highest knowledge to understand that we should not focus on the outer world, the external reality. Rather, we will try to find out the real self beyond the physical existence. In fact, this sloka has been chosen by Swamiji in Ramakrishna order to be uttered during the food prasad partaking time, both in the morning and the night time. That is lunch time and dinner time. Although interestingly, in the Mayer Bari Bagh Bazaar, this mantra is not uttered because they feel that the mother is there. So it is all done by her. Anyhow, that's a separate aspect coming through the path of bhakti. Now, why Swamiji has coined this and why this order is using this? Whatever we are doing, we think that we are taking food, but it is not food. It is the ahuti. We are just giving the ahuti within ourselves. This body is nothing but a fire. And to sustain this fire, we are giving their food. And this fire, as in the yajna sacrifices, the fire is used for the welfare of the doer. This body of a sannyasi will be used for the welfare of the society only. So this body is nothing but a yajna bhumi, where this fire is being ignited or kept ignited. So we are giving the ahuti. We are not taking food. We are only giving ahuti. So the physical person who is taking the food and the subtle person who is nothing but the cauldron of the fire on the altar of the society, creates this yagna karma, the entire yagna karma. So in the life of the sannyasi, eating is not meant for the enjoyment, sense enjoyment, self-enjoyment. Rather, it is a service. The body is the service. Body is kept for the service, for the welfare of the society. And the entire yagna is meant only for the society. The translation of the word yagna is sacrifice. This is a sacrifice for the society. But even this aspect, when we tell that this body is the sacrifice, here also duality remains. Because here also there is a person who is accepting this service, and another existence is there who is offering the service. So here also duality remains. Now this mantra every time reminds the sannyasi or the sevakas of this order, even the householders of this order, that you see, at the end, this duality should cease to exist. How? Every time we should remember that this hubby, the food, the altar, this entire society, the priest is this the physical body, the fire, the existence, the subtle existence, everything. Beyond beyond everything remains the Brahman, remains that pure consciousness. Of this pure consciousness, because of the existence of the pure consciousness, because of the presence of this pure consciousness, we are able, the sannyasi, the householder, the sevaka will be able to do something for the society. Otherwise, we will not be able to do. If he forgets the presence of this consciousness, pure consciousness, this Brahman, then he will become egoistic. In the Kena Upanishad, it happened. Agni, Vayu, everyone forgot. Indra, everyone forgot that they became able to win the war. In the Kena Upanishad, it has been told that Indra, Vayu, Agni, everyone forgot the truth that they became able to win the war against the demons, the Danavas, only because that the Yaksha, the Brahman, the pure consciousness, the ultimate reality gave them the strength to fight. They thought, Vayu, Agni, Indra, everyone thought, because of their own power, they have defeated the Asuras. Then the Yaksha came. Then the Brahman appeared in front of them with a celestial form and asked, Agni, who are you? Agni, with his all ego, came forward and told, why don't you know who I am? I am Agni, fire. The celestial form, the Yaksha, told, oh, is it so? You are fire, you are Agni. So what do you do? With the bubbling ego, Agni replied, I can burn everything, anything and everything on this earth. Yaksha smilingly told, is it so? Can you burn everything? Agni told, yes. Yaksha gave him only a piece of grass, Trinakhandam, a piece of grass, and called Agni, yes, please come and burn this grass, only one piece of grass. Agni came running, jumped on the grass, but could not burn it. He went back. Vayu came. Same thing happened. The Yaksha, that celestial body, asked, what do you do? Vayu told, I simply throw everything with the stormy air, with my power. Yaksha told, oh, is it so? He laid down that one piece of grass. All right, come and take it away. Vayu came with all its power, failed to move a little bit even. He also failed, went back. Indra was a little more intelligent, although he was also egoistic. He came and he asked, all right, who are you then? Then the Yaksha understood that now Indra has become the seeker of knowledge. So the Yaksha disappeared and he called Indra, Vayu, Agni to start their sadhana, the spiritual practice beyond the ego. So if we, the people who do karma, even for the others, in the name of service, if we think that we are doing, we will never be able to experience the highest truth. So it is reminded every day that we are, everything on this earth is nothing but the expression, the manifestation of that supreme existence, the pure consciousness, the Brahman. And to know that, to reach that level, to have that experience, once an individual should try to follow some particular path. So you see, yoga is the communion between two existence, the highest existence and the lowest existence. The lowest existence with spiritual practices will reach the highest existence, will get merged with that. That is called deliverance. That is called kaivalya, mukti, moksha. And now, how an individual, how the spiritual aspirant, how a spiritual aspirant will be able to have this communion, have this yoga, either through dhyana, the meditation, or through selfless service, or through devotion, or through knowledge. What is this knowledge? Here comes a very beautiful aspect of jnana yoga. You see, always we need to have the jnana yoga, always requests us, asks us to have the power of discrimination. Nitya nitya vastu viveka sadasat vichara. That means every time the spiritual aspirant who wants to follow this jnana yoga, the path of jnana, the knowledge, must have this practice of discrimination between nitya and anitya. He must discriminate what is nitya, what is eternal, and what is anitya, what is not non-eternal, ephemeral. What happens, in our life when we take birth, when we grow up, we think that this world is real. Yes, my house is real. My degrees are real. My lecture is real. You, the audience, is real, and the speaker is real. This mobile is real. Everything with which we in this world, on this earth, deal with, we think these are real. But the sadhaka, the spiritual aspirant in the path of jnana yoga, will always see the unreal in this real. Or on the other word, the real of the real. What is the real? It is not the real, it is really unreal. Why? This mobile will get destroyed, I will die, the world will change, the world will die, the earth will vanish, new creation will come. These are anitya, ephemeral, changing. But what nitya is, as it has been described in our scripture, trikala avadhitatvam nityatvam. That is, that existence which will not get any hindrance through the passage of time. It was there, it is there, it will be there. Was, is, and will be is always existent in this phenomenon. That is called Brahman. That is called Chaitanya, Shuddha Chaitanya. Pure consciousness, Atman or Brahman. It is not changing. It is there. My age changes. When I was 10 years old, my body was of a typical construction. Now it has changed. Just the other day, one of my school friends couldn't identify me. He told, "Oh, you have changed a lot." I told, "Yes, my physical existence has really changed." And it is true in case of everyone. It is true in case of the entire creation. But the inner existence never changes. It is there. That is the Atman. Sat Chit Ananda Swarupam. That is the Sat, the existence. Sadeva Somya Idamagra Asi. As it has been proclaimed by our ancient Rishi in the Chandogya Upanishad. It was there. It is there. It will be there. It will never change. My body will change. The existence will change. The entire work, the physical existence will surely get changed. But this inner existence, the real nature of man, will never get changed. Swami Vivekananda, in his famous lecture, The Real Nature of Man, narrated a story of lioness. I think many of you have read it. The lioness who was big with young, going about in search of prey, and seeing a flock of sheep, jumped upon them. She died. But a little baby lion was born. The baby lion was motherless. It grew up with the sheep. It ate grass with the sheep and bleated like the sheep. It became big, full-grown lion. But in the midst of this flock of sheep, he forgot that he was a lion. He is a real lion. He was behaving like the sheep. One day it happened that another lion came in that amongst the flock of the sheep. Other sheep fled, but this lion-like sheep, lion-body sheep, he could not escape. The big lion took it and told, "You are a lion." That lion sheep told, "No, no, I am not a lion, I am a sheep." He started crying. Then the lion dragged him towards the lake and said, "See here in the water of the lake. See your reflection. See my reflection. Is there any difference?" The lion sheep understood. Yes, we look almost same. Then the big lion put a piece of meat with the rest of the meat and the blood. The sleeping lion within that lion sheep arose, and it understood he is lion. He started calling like lion. Swamiji narrated it and told, "Do not talk of the wickedness of the world and all its sins. Weep that you are bound to see wickedness yet. Weep that you are bound to see sin everywhere. And if you want to help the world, do not condemn it. Do not weaken it more. The world is made weaker and weaker every day by such teachings. Men are taught from childhood that they are weak and sinners. Teach them that they are all glorious children of immortality. Even those who are the weakest in manifestation, let be positive, strong, helpful. Let positive, strong, and helpful thought enter into their brains from very childhood. Say to your own minds, I am he, I am he. Let it ring day and night in your minds like a song. And at the point of death declare, I am he. That is the truth. The infinite strength of world is yours. Drive out the superstition that has covered your mind. Let us be brave, know the truth, and practice the truth. The goal may be distant, but awake, arise, and stop not till the goal is reached. That is the clarion call of the Vivekananda for the spiritual aspirants in the path of Jnana Yoga. The spiritual aspirant in the path of Jnana Yoga always tells himself, always speaks out the truth, that he is the king of his own fortune. He never depends on everyone. He always says that I am he, so aham brahma asmi, I am that Brahman. He always tells himself, he always tries to see the inner world. He always tries to develop the inner strength. He never sees the physical world. He never gets attracted with the sense enjoyments. He knows that these sense enjoyments will once die. You know the famous anecdote of Nachiketa, when he went to Yama, when Yama requested him that he may ask for 3 boons from Yama, Nachiketa asked this highest knowledge, this Brahma Tattva. What lies beyond the death? That was the question of Nachiketa. Yama tried to dissuade him. Once and again told him, no, Nachiketa, don't ask this question. Not only that, Yama tried to deviate his mind from the path of the knowledge, rather offered him so many things. Ima Rama Saratha Saturya Nahi Drisha Lambhaniya Manushyai. Yama told Nachiketa, you may take this women folk, this wealth, this kingdom. A common man can even not dream of this. You know, Nachiketa, you may have this. Don't ask me this Atma Tattva, this theory of the highest knowledge. Please don't ask. Nachiketa rejected everything. Straightway discarded all the proposals came from Yama. Yama, in fact, tested him. Nachiketa passed the examination, passed the assessment, and straightway discarded. I don't want this. Why? Swabhava. The very unique word he used while discarding all these things. Yama, whatever you are offering is Swabhava. Shwa, tomorrow. These are the things which will be there only for today or tomorrow. I don't want these things. Yes, kingdom will be there, but after some years it will not be there. Yes, this women folk will be there. They will also get died. This wealth will be destroyed. My body will perish. I want only one thing, that Atma Tattva, the highest knowledge. So, this is the discrimination, Nitya and Anitya. Nachiketa discarded all these earthly things, worldly things, only considering them as Anitya, perishable. And he only prayed for the Nitya, non-perishable, the eternal ones, the eternal one, that the Atma Tattva. So this is the path that Jnana Yogi always starts, with which the Jnana Yogi starts his sadhana. He listens to the knowledge, the proclamation of the predecessors, the teachers, the Guru, Shravana. He listens to the scriptures, the Guru, from the Guru, the highest knowledge. He listens from Shravana. Then he starts discussing on that in its cognitive level, with his rationality, with his reasoning. At the mental level, he starts analyzing it, that is manana. And then at the third stage, he meditates upon the truth. The Guru has told, Aham Brahma Asmi, I am that Brahman, or I am Atma Brahma, I am that, this is the Brahman, or Tat Tvam Asi, thou art he. That is the proclamation, that is the instruction of the Guru, the Mahavakya. The Jnana Yogi listens to that at the physical level. Then he comes in the mental level, analyzes it, puts his reasoning, tries to decipher these Mahavakyas with all reasoning. Then at the third stage, he goes deepest. He meditates upon this Mahavakya, this highest knowledge. And at the end, he understands that yes, I am the Brahman. He goes beyond the Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, and Anandamaya kosha. All these sheets he discards one by one and reaches ultimately the Brahman, the Atma Tattva, the Chaitanya, the pure consciousness. In the Jnana Yoga, thus Krishna is beautifully told, Arjuna, see Arjuna, nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitram iha vidyate tat swayam yoga sansiddha kalenatmani vindati. Arjuna, please remember that this Brahma Jnanam, that this supreme knowledge is the only thing that can wipe out all impurity, dispel all ignorance. And it is the thing that is matchlessly pure on this earth or beyond the earth. But he has also cautioned Arjuna that don't think that everyone will be able to tread on this path of jnana. No, it is not so easy. Before coming to the path of jnana, one has to do some karma with which he will attain the purity of the mind stuff. Purity of the mind stuff is required to listen to these Parabrahma Jnanam, that is highest knowledge. One will not be able to listen to the highest knowledge. You see, all these highest knowledge is written in the scriptures. In the Upanishads, it is there. You will get it, it is in the printed form. How many people are there on this earth who are listening to that? Every one of us is only drowned in the sense enjoyments. Only a microscopic minority on this earth is trying to decipher this knowledge, decipher this inscription of the highest knowledge. Only a microscopic minority. As Bhagavan Krishna has told Arjuna, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhai yatatamapi siddhanam kaschinimam vetti tattvata. Remember Arjuna, in the lakhs and thousands, in thousands and lakhs among the thousands and lakhs of the people on this earth, only a handful tries to understand me. And amongst the people who are trying to understand me, only a handful become able to really experience me. This is really a tough path that one has to tread on. But that is the highest one. That is the ultimate one. Hence, Krishna has told Arjuna, Tasmad ajnana sambhutam hritstham jnana sinatmana chitvainam sanshayam yogam atishta uttishta bharata. You, Arjuna, please try to dispel the cloud of ignorance, all doubts, and try to understand this highest knowledge, the Brahma Jnanam, the Atma Jnanam. That is the objective the highest aim, the highest objective of an individual life. As Sri Ramakrishna has told, ভগবান লাভই মনুষ্য জীবনের চরম উদ্দেশ্য. To attain the highest existence, to attain the Bhagavan in one's life is the one and only object aim of a human individual, should be the one and only aim of a human individual. Kenopanishad declared, Ihached avedit athasatyamasti, nachedi iha avedit mahati vinashti, bhuteshu bhuteshu vichitya dhira, pretyasmad lokad amrita bhavanti. On this earth, in this life, I will be able to experience the highest truth. And that highest truth is nothing but to know that Brahman or Atman resides in everything in this creation. That is our target. That is our prayer. That is our sadhana. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.
Thank you, Maharaj. I will now request Sudhish Nandi, who is a former Chief Engineer, PWD, Government of West Bengal, and a member of our VK Pradhanam, to offer vote of thanks. Sudhish Kumar Nandi. সুব্রত, নন্দিদা বোধহয় মিউট হয়ে আছে, আনমিউট করে দিও।
Unmuted.
আচ্ছা, নন্দিদা।
You can hear me now?
হ্যাঁ, শোনা যাচ্ছে। চেহারাটা একটু সবাইকে দেখিয়ে দিন।
এটাই তো মুশকিল হচ্ছে দেখছি।
না, ঠিক আছে, আপনি কন্টিনিউ।
Actually, we are all overwhelmed and speechless by the speech what has been placed by our Maharaj Ji. Now, I am really privileged to be a part of this program and honored to give vote of thanks who have made this program successful. Before the same, I want to share my little experience on this subject. It is not a physically challenging yoga and moksha, what you say, and is not easy to practice, and is also known as the most difficult yoga. It needs self-realization and open mind, that is spiritual experience, what I feel. Again, I am telling you, all viewers are overwhelmed with the lectures by our Honorable Swami Sastrajnananda, Principal, Ramakrishna Mission College, Narendrapur. There is no word to give vote of thanks to Maharaj Ji. It's really grateful. We are really grateful to Swamiji on behalf of this Vivekananda Kendra, Kanyakumari, Paschimbanga Prant. Next, vote of thanks also extended to our very close Mr. Arup Raha, who has delighted with welcome address. Vote of thanks also extended to our very close Nirmaloda, that is Nirmala Bhattacharya, without whom the program couldn't be mature. Subroto Babu, I cannot. Subroto Babu also helped a lot to make this program a big successful. I also extend my vote of thanks to him. At last, vote of thanks are also being extended to all the listeners who have come, joined, and listened Thank you.
আহ,
প্রণাম মহারাজ।
মালবিকাদি একটু বাকি আছে। মালবিকাদি শান্তি মন্ত্র। সুব্রত, মালবিকাদি কি নেই?
হ্যাঁ, মালাদি আছেন, ওনাকে প্রেজেন্টার অ্যাক্সেস দিয়ে দিয়েছি আমি।
তো মালবিকাদি শুনতে পাচ্ছে না। মালবিকাদি, আপনি শান্তি মন্ত্রটা দিন, পড়ুন, পাঠ করুন। ইয়ে কিন্তু আছে মিতা চতুর্বেদী। মিতাদি, আপনি আছেন যদি শান্তি মন্ত্রটা আপনি পড়ে দিন। এই মিতা চতুর্বেদীকে আনমিউট করে দাও, সুব্রত। MEETA মিতা। এখন আছেন, আমি দেখতে পাচ্ছি।
হ্যাঁ, করে দিচ্ছি।
হ্যাঁ, মিতাদি, আপনি শান্তি মন্ত্রটা দিন।
ओके। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः।
So, namaskar to everyone. Maharaj, once this lockdown is over on 15th, 16th onwards, I'll try and go and meet you. If you see me, probably you will recognize we met earlier during Durga Puja. You were very active in distributing prasad. Nivedita Didi was with me. Anyway, we'll meet in near future. Gurupraha, onek dhanyabad. So, good night to everybody. The program ends here. So, please join us on 19th when our topic for discussion